you can buy them in, many colors, but you can buy the blue lights and put them in your grill or your blinkers or, whatever. So it would be probably easy to impersonate a police officer. And I know that those colored lights, the blue ones, are illegal, for civilians to have in their cars. So today in 2020, the murder of Lisa Au remains open with HPD's cold case unit, and it remains one of Hawaii's biggest unsolved mysteries. There is no statute of limitations for murder, but the problem is that after so many years, and in this case it's 38 years, later, memories change, witnesses die, witnesses relocate, hopefully advances in DNA. And we talked a little bit about the DNA and technology in the last episode, but hopefully those advances will make a difference, but that's only if they saved any DNA samples, and I don't think that they did. So if they didn't, Lisa's body will have to be exhumed once again. Lisa's parents, her poor parents, they have since passed away. Her mother died in 1992 and her dad died in 1998 without knowing what happened to their daughter and with no justice for her. Lisa's boyfriend, Doug Holmes, he's now residing in Australia. So I don't know why there seems to be so many loose ends in this case that were never tied up. Witness statements that were never followed up on, leads that weren't investigated. And there's no clear reason why that particular officer was essentially being railroaded. In this type of case, actually in any type of case, once someone is accused of something, I don't care if it's true or if I don't care if it's not true. I don't care if they get exonerated later on. Once that accusation is made, a stigma is attached, and it's nearly impossible to get rid of. You can't shake the rumors, the stares, the whispers, especially in a small town, especially on an island where everyone knows everyone. I don't know if this officer was able to continue being an officer after all of this was over, but I don't see how he could have. This type of accusation, it ruins lives. Okay, so that was a case of the murder of Lisa Au. And like I said, it remains unsolved. I have a thought on this case, and I'm going to... I have absolutely no proof. I have absolutely no evidence of this, but it was just a thought. In Cube 3, we discussed the case of the Honolulu Strangler. If you guys remember, the Honolulu Strangler was responsible for at least 5 murders between 1985 and 1986. Lisa matched the victimology of his victims, and she was in the same age range, and was in the same area. He killed his victims. They were found, for the most part, naked. The only difference is his victims were found with their hands tied behind their backs. I believe 4 out of 5 of them were found that way. But they were also dumped at other places. So what if the Honolulu Strangler started much earlier than 1985? What if Lisa Au was one of his first victims? There could very well be, more victims out there. The 5 I mentioned when I covered this case was just the ones that they were able to link solely on his modus operandi. And that's, like we talked about, kind of his signature, of leaving the bodies tied with their hands behind their backs. So I don't know. I don't know if, like I said, this was like 3 years before the Honolulu Strangler. I don't know if when the investigation into the Honolulu Strangler victims started, I don't know if they even thought back to link Lisa Au to the murders. It would be interesting, to know whether or not they did. But anyway, if you have any information relating to this case or any other cold case on Oahu, please call Crime Stoppers at 808-955-8300. Okay, so that was the case of Lisa Au. It's sad if you think about it. She should be in her 50s, probably close to her 60s by now. She would have children. She would have grandchildren. It's so sad. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. With this whole COVID thing, we're still required to wear masks everywhere we go. And you know the thing about the mask, what I miss most about not having to wear a mask, aside from just fresh air, is I miss lipstick and lip gloss. And, I really miss that. So ladies, here's a tip. Even though, you can't wear the lipstick and all of that, what I found was, because I haven't been wearing lipstick or lip gloss, my lips have been super, super chapped. So, get some chapstick or something and wear it under your mask. It's super uncomfortable because it gets all sticky. It sticks to the mask sometimes, but you got to do it. Otherwise your lips will be all cracky and you don't want that. So thank you guys for listening. If you could like and share, I'm on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts from. Come follow me on Instagram at Vice Cubes and on Facebook at Vice Cubes Podcast. If you have any case suggestions, please email me at vicecubes@gmail.com. If you want to support the podcast, go to patreon.com/vicecubespodcast. So until next week, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay hydrated. Wear your mask if you gotta. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant. Aloha.